There's the touch from Semenyo. His second, knee over the ball, great weight. Stalacic, no chance whatsoever.
Antoine Semenyo!
Away from Clivert. Not Semenyo. Excellent play. Wants to get his shot off. Forced wide. Back across goal! With an excellent run. Joe Linton caught in possession and made to pay the ultimate price.
Give a huge amount of credit to Antoine Semenyo. He stuck at his task.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Semenyo! Wow! Pure power.
Picked up here now by Solanke, who will try and take this on.
Thank you for staying with us here on Joy 99.7 FM. Once again, we're very glad to always say thank you to the current affairs team for bringing us News File and the Joy Midday News. It's now time to talk sport. And of course, you heard all of those sound bites from the week, the past week, and all of the action. With key focus today on Ghanaian interest around the world, some of the unfortunate injury situations, and how the Black Stars can reposition themselves in the wake of all of those ahead of participation in the FIFA World Cup. The Africa Cup of Nations, round of 8 shaping up. And also shaping up and getting some confirmations for the last 4 of the competition. Some of the happenings that have reaffirmed and repositioned football as that big platform for advocacy and celebration of humanity and service to humanity. I'm saying all of these in reference to the Congolese football fan who has gained global attention for celebrate the work and the impact of Patrice Lumumba, who gained independence for Congo and became its prime minister. This is the beauty and the power of the game of football. And so we'll be taking a look at all of these, taking a look at the new journey that Antoine Semenyo is expected to be traveling at Manchester City and what could make this a very big success story. We always like to refer to the beautiful stories of the likes of Michael Essien, who had a very long and successful run in the English Premier League, which saw him win the league title, win the FA Cup, and also eventually be part of the process that won Chelsea's Champions League first very first Champions League title. So all of these in perspective as we delve into the issues right here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and of course, we're going to be taking a lot of perspective from different places around the continent as we look at some of the big games that have marked this last 8 of the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco. Also, we'll be going down on the grounds to Morocco, where Tahirou Fentou, who's covering for us, will be bringing us some perspective and bringing us some stories, everyday stories from the grounds, from interactions from the fans who, some of who have traveled from different places around the continent and around the world to come and view the beautiful games of football and also celebrate some of their great icons. This sure has been a very, very big and successful tournament so far, without a doubt. And I want you to tell me what it is about this AFCON in Morocco that has impressed you so far. Remember, we're selling Africa to the rest of the world, and I believe that Morocco has led the charge and led this charge very, very well, especially with the hosting of this Africa Cup of Nations. Send me a message. It's 055 1111997 on WhatsApp. 055 1111997 here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM. Remember, we'll be very, very glad to have all of your thoughts and your comments as we get into all of this. But do also remember that this big football showcase is bringing with it a lot of amazing opportunities.
Joy 99.7 FM.
My good friend Mauli Zogbenua sent this message. He says, today is World Semenyo Day. I agree with you 100%. Today surely is World Semenyo Day on the Joy Sports Link.
FM.
The networking of the Joy Sports Link is going to bring together expert and specialist thoughts from Lagos, Nigeria, Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire, and Rabat in Morocco. We'll also be picking thoughts from the heart of London on this big move by Ghana forward Antoine Semenyo, now officially a light blue. Send in your messages 055-1111997, 055-1111997. This is the Joy Sports Link with me, Nathaniel Attoh, and the rest of the team. And so, while the world gathers for greatness, one name will lead the way. It's Latina Travels. Latina Travels is taking Team Ghana to the biggest global football event on the planet, happening in America, Canada, and Mexico. Join the Latina 2-in-1 experience, uniting world-class football and global business in one unforgettable journey. Your Latina Travels package includes a visa to watch all 3 group stage matches, 3 group match tickets, return charter flights, top-class hotel accommodation, travel insurance, exclusive access to business networking events across all 3 host nations. And this is not just a trip, it's history in motion. It's football, it's opportunity, and it's Latina Travels. The world is watching and the stakes have never been higher. And Latina Travels is your ticket to the global stage. So just call 0244 260 789. 0244 260 789 today. Or visit Latina at Alisa Hotel Northridge and secure your spot in this once-in-a-lifetime journey. Latina Travels, your gateway to the 2026 Global Football Competition happening in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, where football meets opportunity and Ghana shines on the world stage. And so, good friends joining us from all over the world, contributing to the conversation. It's Joy Sports editor, Fentuo Tahiru Fento, who is our tournament correspondent from the heart of Rabat, Morocco. Also, Kwejo J. Jima, also known as Passionate Man from London, the UK. Sam Adeyemi, he's a journalist from Lagos, Nigeria. And John Boafo, a sports marketing specialist and analyst based in La Côte d'Ivoire. All right, so let me just touch base with a gentleman. Hello, gentlemen. Let me begin with you, Fentuo. Fentuo is immersed in the cold, and I don't know how well he's dealing with it. And Sam and I will bring you very good stories about dealing with the cold in Rabat, Morocco. But Fent, good to see you. How's it going out there?
Yeah, Dad, I can't see you. Now I can. But yeah, it's been pretty cold. I think we've been a little lucky because the first day we came here, it was cold but sunny the first 2 days. But more importantly, it was dry. I think for anyone that had been watching the competition, you realized I think the opening week or 2, it had been raining a lot. Thankfully, for the last 3 days since I arrived here, it's not rained, even though it's been very cold. So I think that is the lucky bit of things. So it's definitely made the weather a bit more tolerable. When it's raining and it's cold and it's chilly, it's much more complicated, especially in a situation where as a journalist you have to handle gear, recording, all this stuff. So when it's wet, it doesn't help. So we've been lucky that it's been a bit dry. So I think on that note, I would say it's been very good.
Amazing stuff there. Sam, this is a regular conversation about dealing with the weather and covering tournaments. In the last 2 years, we've been in and out of Rabat, Morocco, but it's just refreshing to see that this tournament is going very well. I'm sure you agree with me on those thoughts.
Yes.
All right, so it looks like Sam is having...
I do. It's going to be quite colder than people thought it should be. But then, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. And I can see that retro jersey. Oh, my goodness. This is the 1994. This is the 1994. For those of you who are, following us on YouTube, so Sam Adeyemi is wearing the 1994 jersey that won Nigeria the AFCON. And also eventually sent them to the FIFA World Cup in 1994.
Yes.
My producer, Benaya.
Thank you for the history. And that's it. We're channeling that spirit again today. And that's why when you contacted me, I was just like, as if it's by providence that today I decided to put on this jersey. And then we need to talk about it. But I really want to give a lot of kudos to the journalists who have been covering in Morocco. Like you mentioned, we were there Was it sometime last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, just around this time. Yeah,
Casablanca, Marrakesh, and Rabat. And yes, it can be very cold. So for the journalists, I've been seeing a lot from them, especially with the rain coming from December into January. You guys have done a whole lot. Inside the rain, you're shooting, but a lot of kudos has to be given to Morocco as well. With the stadium, especially the pitch, not any match has the rain disturbed at all. We see that it's raining, but the quality of the pitch, God, I'm sure they are ready for that 2034 World Cup that they are looking at, because it's been way above what we see across the continent. To the journalists, well done. Fento and the other, so many of my Nigerian journalists, some from my station. I have like 2 colleagues who are there, and also and they've been that complaining about it. But well done, guys. Well done. And AFCON has been a good one so far.
Amazing. Later on, we'll be talking about JJ naming as the chief flair officer by Nike. Bringing back some of the very big memories and celebrating his quality, as a legend of the game of football. We'll talk about all of that later on, because when you mention a name like JJ Okocha, it brings massive memories from the AFCON, massive memories from the FIFA World Cup as well. Also, let's touch base with John. John Buffo is a specialist, a sports marketing specialist, and I'm very sure that the fans at home are just reliving moments of 2 years ago when the Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire did something very, very significant. Win the tournament on home soil, for the very first time. And, I mean, which other way to do it? The first 2, Ghana had to pay for it. And then the third one happened at the last tournament. Defending champions who have performed well so far. John?
Yeah, they've performed really well so far, and they're really on course to potentially have a 4th star, and that's really been the mission from the beginning. But it's going to be a difficult one, and I feel like the teams that are still in the tournament are top quality teams. There's no team there that you say to yourself, these guys have been lucky. Maybe the exception of Mali, but Mali's out now. They lost against Senegal yesterday, and they hadn't won any game in the tournament so far. But with the exception of Mali, you know that the teams that are still there have quality. Sam, I love your jersey. Nigeria has been flying high. Let's see what they do later on when they play. Who are they playing against? They play against Algeria. Yes. Once they meet Algeria, let's see how they perform. But I'll be rooting for them because I really want this West African sides to do as well as they can, and hopefully one of the West African sides also comes in and wins the tournament. But it'll be hard because Morocco has been on fire. Like Sam mentioned earlier, they're ready for the next World Cup. So this is a little bit of a dress rehearsal before the next World Cup. They're putting things in place. They have their fine IDs. They have everything so they can make sure that when they host the global stage, that it's an unbelievable experience for everyone around the world. And it's an unbelievable experience that makes us Africans also proud to have hosted for the second time in our history on the African tournament after South Africa hosted it in 2010.
Well, thank you very much, John. But as for the issue about the jersey, Sam, let me just give you some advice. You see, a jersey like this has to be kept and guarded so jealously. I mean, if you have to go and get a licensed gun to sit by it, I mean, I see this and it brings so much memories and so much in terms of the goosebumps and things. My goodness, you should hang this in a special place at home.
Seriously, I really want to get more of the retro jerseys, and then I got this about a year ago. When we were, I think maybe a little over a year ago, when we were coming for for Ivory Coast. That's when I got it out because I really wanted to try and bring in that feeling that we all had in '94 when Nigeria qualified for the first time for the World Cup, and then the spirit, a country of about 200 million people, how we all come together to represent, to not minding the tribe or the language, and then we come together. So I just felt today we're playing against another nation that will bear a similar name. If you substitute the NI for ALG, that would be Algeria. And then a country that as well have the largest land mass in all of Africa, while Nigeria has the largest population. And we also have a similar history in the sense that in this competition, both teams I think the only two teams that went through the group stage without losing. So it's a tough game, and I felt the best way I can give my support is by trying to wear this old jersey again. I'm not. Maybe I will try and get one and send to you as well.
My goodness. Okay. So let's agree here. Yeah, let's agree here. You know, my birthday is on March 11. It's coming up soon. So, Charlie, we can use that as an excuse. You have enough time.
No problem,
March 11.
No
Oh, goodness. Anyway, you know, so before we get into the football stuff, let's now talk about the significant gesture. The significant gesture that has been made that has brought global attention and even more attention to the game of football. And I'm talking about this gentleman, Michel Nkuka Mboladinga, the fan who mimicked the statue of the legendary Patrice Lumumba. You know, this is just an amazing story of celebration of African leadership using the platform of football. And this obviously is a very big lesson. Sam, you take that the first thought on that one, and then I can go around again. Yeah.
That's Patrice Lumumba. For many young Africans probably didn't get to know about him. We see those names of great African leaders. From Nigeria, we've got the Bafemi Awolowo, the Nnamdi Azikiwe. In Ghana, we've got the first president of Ghana as well. For Guinea, for Burkina Faso, we have all of these names that so many of us, especially the Gen Z, are tending to forget because there's really no history being taught any longer. But thankfully to Michel Mboladinga, who decided to bring that iconic moment throughout the DR Congo performance at the Nations Cup, and everyone who haven't heard about Patrice Lumumba outside the shores of this country have gone ahead to go and check about the story. And this is one of the things we see with the Nations Cup. The way we bring our Africanness, we show it to the world. We bring everybody to understand what we do and how much it means to us, and how much football also unites a nation. I'm so proud of the man who has really done well. He has inspired a lot of other people outside even the DR national team as well. A lot of other African nations have come to understand that we need to celebrate our heroes past. We need to tell their story. We need people to know what it means to be an African. And I'm so, I really want to thank him and thank the DR Congo family who also give him all the support. What the man did, standing for 90 minutes, sometimes 90 minutes plus, like a statue. Oh my God. Even science cannot explain it. I've asked some doctors, how can somebody raise a hand for 90 plus minutes without moving? It's just so beautiful to see. And thankfully, the story of AFCON 2025 will never be told again without his name also being etched into the history book.
Fento, I don't know what it is about this Mboladinga story that strikes you. But I mean, everybody has talked about the technique and the endurance. You know, I am saying, listen, anybody who wants to do a remake of that, Lumumba movie should just get Michel to come and play that role, because look, I mean, through this he's earned it already. Fento.
Yeah. The resemblance is also uncanny, isn't it? He's got his glasses, he's got the haircut, he's got the skin color, the build, everything. He looks just like the man. And I think beyond everything else, it's really brought global attention to what has been or what is a very historic, significant figure in African history. There are many people who didn't know much about Patrice Lumumba who know now. through the actions of Mr. Nkuka. And by the way, shame to anybody that started bundling around that he's 26 years old. He's actually 49 years old, and he had never claimed anywhere that he's 26 years old. And it's almost like the internet these days, people are always looking for something to use to mock other people. And I'm sure you've seen it go around that he's a 26-year-old. He's 49 years old. He said that much. He's never said anywhere that he's 26. So that is some false news. If anybody has seen that anywhere on the internet, don't believe it. That's not exactly what the true story is. But I think, for me, what impresses me most has to be the actions that followed that mockery by Mohamed Amoura, the Algerian striker, who mocked him at full time when Algeria beat DR Congo. He laid on the floor, held his ear. He thought to say that, okay, now Lumumba is dead, sort of. And I think if you look at the actions of Algeria after and the public outrage from pretty much everyone after that, it tells you that, there is a place for banter and for jokes, and there's a place to respect history. And Algeria presenting a jersey and publicly apologizing, the player himself also apologized for his actions. I think it's brought massive attention to a historic figure whose actions and heroics had been buried in history for a little bit. And I think it just shows what the power of sport can be, that sport can become a tool for raising awareness about certain figures. And obviously the history of how Lumumba was murdered and taken out of power, those are all political messages and political stories that need awareness. And even Algeria as a country, they played a huge role during the overthrow of Lumumba in a positive way, supporting the imperialism fight and what have you. So that's why Algeria were quick to move to apologize, because they were massive supporters of Lumumba when they were fighting imperialism at the time. Egypt played a key role at the time as well. Ghana, we know Ghana's own history, Kwame Nkrumah's connection with Patrice Lumumba as well. So I think that, this has been a very welcoming breath of fresh air, really. And